Hey, what's going on YouTube? What we're gonna do today, we're gonna remove the heads on this 2015 GMC Sierra. The problem on this one, it had a knocking sound, a clicking sound, and it had a misfire on the cylinder number 6. So on the passenger side is gonna be 2, 4, 6, 8. So it's 2. I went ahead and removed the valve cover, which is gonna be 8mm socket you're gonna need, and then remove how many is like 10 bolts. And then when I have removed the valve cover, which I have it in here, this is how it's gonna look. You can leave the coils in. All you need to remove this one, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 8mm. Remove the valve cover. And then I went ahead and checked this. See, it has fine. Cylinder number 4. This is the number 6 right here. It's good. Check this one out. See all that loose, all the plate? That's my problem. So one of the lifter has collapsed. It's collapsed it. So the other ones are nice and tight. See this one? It's supposed to be tight like this one's here. It has no movement. So that's my problem right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove the head, install new lifters. So first step, well, I already went and removed the valve cover, so I'm gonna remove the air cleaner from here, the whole box. This same process applies for any LS or any LT engine, same. So what I'm gonna do, remove the clamp from here, either 8mm or flat screwdriver. Remove the whole box from here, even here, right here. Remove this piece. Then from there we're gonna start unplugging the harness is on the way. Unplug all the connectors, put them on the side, and then start removing this cover right here for an intake. Gonna need this one right here, which is I believe a 10mm or 11. I'll make sure right now. So let me go ahead and remove this one first. Okay, this one from here and there. So go ahead and remove this one. That's how it looks now. So put them on the side. So now, since I'm gonna remove the passenger side, as you guys can tell, you see the bracket is holding on the head. So we're gonna have to remove the bracket, and that bracket is gonna be held by this bolt. One here, and the other one is gonna be under here. So these 2 bolts, this one here and this one here, is remove those, and you don't have to remove the whole bracket, because that bracket is part of the water pump. So right there runs water in there, and it goes on the block. So that's all we need. Remove those 2, the intake, those bolts, and the head is gonna come out. You don't have to remove the whole bracket. So let me go ahead and remove this cover here, and then start removing the plugs so we can go ahead and remove the intake. Let me remove the alternator so we can have more space. So the way you're gonna loosen this is this one right here, this little square in here. This one here, all you need is a 1/2 inch ratchet. That's all you need. Just put them in there, like here, and you're gonna push it down. You see how it bounces? Just push it down, and that's how you can remove the belt. Just remove the belt, and then now we can go ahead and remove the alternator. So let me go ahead and do that. Okay, belt has been removed. So now we're gonna get this bolt off. 15mm socket. You're gonna unplug this one here. You're gonna push the tab, this tab. You're gonna push this tab in and pull it out. Just basically squeeze it and up. See the tab right here? This is the one you're gonna squeeze. Boom. And pull it up. So now once it's off, we're gonna plug this one T here, pull up the red tab, squeeze it and out. This one is off already. So now I'm gonna go ahead. I'm leaving the battery connected as not an issue. It won't be on my way. It's not gonna affect. Just make sure this is plugged and don't ground this one. If not, you're gonna feel sparks. You're gonna make some little fireworks. So now I'm gonna go ahead and remove those two 15mm so I can remove the alternator. Just go ahead with my swivels, my impact. So there you go. As you can see, this one is longer. Why? Because it's holding into the head. So just put them on the side. So now I can go ahead and pry the alternator off with any screwdriver. Stick it anywhere, somewhere. You pry it off. And there you go. So already loose. So what we're gonna do, once you get it out, we're gonna put them on the side. Let me go ahead and do that. Alright, now the alternator is off. Always put them on the side. And this bracket that I was telling you, this is the water pump. Goes side by side. It's super long. One piece side by side. This is just a bracket that goes right on top of the water pump. The edge of the water pump, right where the heater hoses goes. So if you can see, it's two pieces. Water pump is one piece, and this huge thing is another bracket. What I'm gonna do right now, for now, I'm gonna leave those two bolts off. This one here, I already removed this one already, so it's been removed. So I'm gonna leave that alone for now. Now I'm gonna work on the intake. So let me figure out what we need. If we need a 10mm or 11, so we can remove these studs here, and we can remove the cover. Once we remove the cover, I already can see 10mm bolts right there. See that one in there? That one right there. So let me go ahead and start removing the intake. As you guys can see, I removed the coil pack in here because I removed the valve cover. So it's gonna be the same thing in here. We'll remove all these plugs, and we'll see if we can put them on the side. Let me check it out. Alright, so on these studs, all it is 10mm. So this is what I'm using. I'll get it off. Same on the other side. If you have long 10mm, use it. If not, whatever it takes. These are not usually that tight. All they do is hold this cover on. So remove those with the 10mm or pliers or whatever, and remove this cover. So now the two studs on the front are off. We're gonna have another two, one right here and another one right there, but those are regular bolts. So now again with the 10mm. So I had two 10mm studs in the front, two 10mm bolts in the back. This bad boy is coming off. Now the harness, it's got only little holes right here. So this is the trick. All you have to do is pull it up. This is clips. All you have to do is pull it up, and they'll come off right away. So now what we have to do in here, unplug all the plugs in here. You see this one in here? All you have to do is push this tab in, push it in, and pull it out. See, nice and easy. Just put them on the side. Same on this one right here, squeeze right here. Push the top, and get it out. Boom. Whatever you see is on the way. This other one is gonna be in there too, but it's on the lower, so we'll wait for this one right here. Now at this point, we're gonna remove all the 10mm around it. Should be like 10 of them. See all those 10mm, the silver ones, this one, the other one, same on this side. So we're gonna remove all those. Once we're ready, can you see this one right here? This is another push-in tab. It's push it in and get it off. If not, it's gonna be in your way. You're not gonna be able to remove it. So even from there or here, watch. I can't really show you, but what? Push it in, and it slides right off. Bam, nice and easy. So now let me go ahead and remove the 10 millimeters. If you want to make your life easier, get a little electric impact. I need 2 hands all. You get the idea. Okay, now once you have all those 10 millimeters off, and then another extra little plug in here, disconnected, which is this one right here, it should be ready to come off, I think. Oh, seems loose. Take a look. Good. So let me see if I can get it off. There you go. One hand. That works. So there's your intake off. These new engines, it has direct fuel injection to the heads. So I put this off. Oh, it's not like the other one. So take this off. You see, the new injector goes into the heads. Let me remove this. There you go. So now we're gonna remove the fuel injectors. This is your high pressure pump right there. So let me go ahead and remove these bad boys. Let's get the full piece off because you can't go walking, you just go one side. Since I'm gonna remove only this one, let me go ahead and do that and let you know what you need and how you're gonna get it done. Okay, so this is the plan. We're gonna need 17 millimeter open box and a 13 millimeter socket. Why we need the 17 millimeter? We're gonna get this one loose. If you're gonna get the passenger side only or the other side, for me I'm gonna get only this one out. This is the plan. We're gonna get this one loose. We're gonna get this one loose. Show you what it did. We're gonna take this 10 millimeter off, and we're gonna get the holders off. This one, this one, this one, and this one. We're gonna pry it out. We're gonna pry it out and get this passenger side rail off. That's what we need: 13 millimeter, 17 millimeter, 10 millimeter. Let me go ahead and do it. Okay, bolts are off. These are loose. This one, the one at the end, 10 millimeter is off. All these 13s are off or loose. They're not gonna come out because they have a little stopper. So at this point we can pry it off. One whole piece. You're gonna grab it. You see how it moves? Boom. First one is off. Then we go do the rest. I'm gonna need 2 hands, so let me get that done. And then for the harness, it's gonna be this plug right there, the big one. You're gonna unplug that one so you can keep the injectors plugged in and everything. Let me go ahead and get that done. Alright, I have the injectors off. Here's one piece. You have to unplug this one first for the high pressure pump. And then this is the plug for the injectors, this big one. Pull the red tab up, you're gonna squeeze it, and the whole piece is gonna come off. Let me go ahead and do it. Okay, the fuel rail is unplugged. So this plug right here, squeeze it, pull it up, and this is the whole piece right here. Bam. That's the right side, which is the passenger side. Alright, now that we have that off, we're gonna get some rags. We're gonna cover this. We're gonna make sure nothing goes in there. We're gonna keep removing the right side, which is the passenger side. Fuel injector rail is off. We're gonna go ahead and remove the rocker arms and the push rods. We're gonna remove the spark plug cables that I have left hanging in there. We're gonna go ahead and remove the head is gonna come together with the exhaust, the header this side. So I'm gonna get the 2 nuts and bolts off from the bottom. So for now, rocker arms and the push rods. Alright, now something quick to remove the rocker arms. It's gonna be an 8mm socket. That's all you need, 8mm. And now this one, these push rods, this is not like the Hemi. This is Chevy, so it's only one size. So don't worry if you mix it, they're only one size, so don't worry about it. Okay, now since the push rods and rocker arms are off, now we can clearly see the 15mm head bolts. They're all gonna be in the middle, and the other ones are gonna be right underneath the exhaust. So I had to remove the exhaust bolts from the side. Get those off. I believe it's what, a 13mm. Get all the exhaust bolts that holds into the head. Get it off and push it to the side. Okay, spark plug cables are off. Now what we're gonna do is gonna remove all these bolts that holds the exhaust into the head. All we need is a 12mm socket. If you're gonna reuse the spark plugs, remove the spark plugs first, because it will break a couple of spark plugs when you remove it in the head. So if you're gonna reuse the spark plugs, remove the spark plugs first. If not, just remove the exhaust. Go for it. Fuck it. So let me go ahead and do that. Get those loose, get the ones on the bottom loose, and remove the exhaust. Okay, a little update. The bolts on the exhaust to the head, they're mixed. On my case, they're mixed 12mm and 13mm. So just a heads up, you never go wrong if you have one of these sets. All the way from 10mm to 19mm. Everybody needs that. Okay, the bolts were mixed, but I got it off already, as you can see. So now I'm gonna go under, get the two from the bottom, should be 15mm, and get it off. Okay, update on the exhaust. The bottom side is gonna be 3 nuts, 15mm socket. Boom. It's ready to come out. Let me get it out. There's your bad boy. Now at this point we can go ahead. You see the bottom bolts right on the sides of the spark plugs. Those are the other 15mm head bolts. We get those off, and the baby's coming off. Okay, now this step, once you remove those bolts, it's gonna leak all the antifreeze. So you have two options: put a huge pan under the engine, under the car, so you can catch the antifreeze, or drain the radiator first, drain it, and then, but you're still gonna leak water from there, the antifreeze. So that's the options you have. At this point, you have to catch the antifreeze, even though you're gonna make a mess. Okay, so I had the box, a pan on the bottom, huge, so I can catch the antifreeze. We're ready to remove those 15mm. All the head bolts, they're coming off now with the 15mm socket. This one right here, the one I told you we were gonna leave alone for now, I removed those long bolts that goes into the head. Most likely it's not gonna be enough, so if anything, because this one goes all the way in the bottom, and even the power steering, the AC pump holds into it. If anything, we don't have to remove the AC, just get those bolts loose on the bottom. But so far, let me see if it gets me into trouble. Another thing, we have a ground cable right on the back of the head, so that should be like 12 or 13mm. Make sure you get it off. It's a ground cable in there. You can see right there next to the black tube. So let me get those loose, and then I'm gonna go get the ground. Okay, quick update. All the head bolts are off. As you can hear, the water is leaking down. It's catching it on the pan under there. So at this point, I'm ready to pry it out. I'm ready to do this, watch. See that? The head is already coming off. All I have to do right now is the ground on the back, the one I told you. I'm gonna get it off, let it hang, and then I'm gonna get to the ground. Alright, I have the head in here. The bolt I told you with the ground goes in here with the 13 millimeters. That's the ground right here. That one hanging in there. This one. So, at this point, ready to get the head off, put it down. And then I'll show you the next step, which is remove that all head gasket and remove the lifter with the lifter holders. Okay, the head is out. Head gasket is out. I have it in there. Set it on the side for now. Now we're gonna get the lifter holder. This one and this one right here. Remember the one it fell, it was the cylinder number 6, which is this one. It's gonna be this one in here. Once we remove that one, we're gonna check it out what happened. All we need is a 10 millimeter socket. Alright, we have the button in the back off already. That one came up easy. Here it is. And the other one is there. As you can see, the lifter is the one is messing up. It got stuck. So let me try to pull it out with some pliers. Try to find out why it's getting stuck. It's not coming up easy. Oh boy, it's really stuck. Let me try to pry it out somehow. Okay, I got the lifter off. As you can see, check this out. See how this one is open? You see this one is compressed? That's a problem. This one got compressed. That's what happened when you use cheap shit. Use the original ones. Don't try to save money, especially on any LS, on any LT engine. Use the good thing. Let me pull the other ones out so you guys can see it. So there you guys have it. So you guys can see the difference. These are the solid ones, regular ones. These are the longer ones with the spring. These are the DOD. The one when you're going like over 50 or 60 miles per hour, it cancels cylinders. On the LS or LT, it goes the number 1, the last one. On the driver's side, the first one and the last one. On the passenger side, the 2 in the middle. Those are the ones that got canceled. Those are the ones that has those lifted with the springs. So here's the problem. This little bad boy collapsed. Use good stuff, original shit. If not, if you try to be cheap, this is what's gonna happen to you. Well, that's how it is. I'm gonna bring the new ones. That's gonna be another video. This is the removal. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned.